Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today is plugin review time, and the plugin we're going to look at is Klevgrand's Tomofon. Klevgrand has to be one of my favorite plugin developers, and I say one of very consciously as to not hurt the feelings of any other plugin developers. What is it? What is Tomofon? And this is exactly where the story starts to become interesting to me. I think it's not that easy to just say, oh, Tomofon is this or that, because in the most simple way to put it, it is definitely a sampler. The thing with Tomofon is I didn't fall in love with it immediately, and I still don't know if I will ever fall in love. Other plugins, especially of Klevgrand, I tried once and I knew this is my new favorite in this category. But with the word category, we're already at the root issue of me not really understanding how, when, or why to use Tomofon. Yes, it's a sampler, but it doesn't replace any other samplers I already have. Like you might have a stock sampler to put some samples on your keyboard. That's something Tomofon can definitely do, but that's not something I do that often. To big sample libraries like Kontakt, Tomofon is somewhere in the middle. It doesn't really do what Kontakt does. It's not really supposed to be like a multi-sample monster that you access 200 gigabyte libraries or something, but it's also not something that is just supposed to be your standard stock sampler replacement. I played around with some presets and I started composing this kind of instrumental orchestral piece. The sounds are nice. I don't know if they're very realistic, but they're quite musical. What I think this is for is mostly pad sounds, which is nice. But honestly, pads are some of the least used sounds in my productions. I like leads, keys, basses, drums. Pads I often forget about. So maybe this is encouraging me to get more into the realm of pads and textures and atmospheres. This is where I see this plugin shine. So aside from this orchestral thing I tried out, I also tried this little funky loop. So I just grabbed this funk loop out of Addictive Drums 2. And I found this Tomofon broken piano with assorted keys. I used a reed piano too. Tight mono bass, and I put reamp on it. And then I added this pad, Alien Pad from Organic Pads. Yeah, so that's my attempt to make something funky with Tomofon. Yeah, if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like. So I bought this expansion of Tomofon called Tuned Percussion, and I wanted to see if it's worth the price and get a bit more into my usual production style. So I did this Tomofon pop production with the expansion. I used Marimba 1, that sounds like this. I added Wood Piece 1. I added this pipe bass. And then I added some impact drums, a skaka, this lead line, this expressive horns pad. Again, the question that keeps being open for me and I can't really answer is, for example, this brass patch. Is it worth having this very specialized plugin for it? Or would I be equally as happy using a brass patch I already have? Whatever, stock sounds, Kontakt, Sign Factory. And I mean, Tomofon is quite expensive, so if you just download it to use the presets it has, I don't know if I could justify it. Or like a lead like this. Do I need such a, let's say, advanced sampler with interesting technology for it? Or can a synth that's maybe even free like Vital do a sound like this exactly? This bass. These xylophone patches. Most of these xylophone-ish marimba patches. Probably you could do with a synth as well, or with another sample library you already have. So this is where I'm a bit stuck. Like, if I want to add a marimba, a xylophone, a bass to my production that I'm working on, am I ever going to reach for Tomofon? I reached out to Klevgrand. I thought it could be interesting to look at Tomofon. I also looked at Tomofon back when it came out, way before having a serious YouTube channel. There was a reason why I didn't purchase it, even aside from that I'm not the most financially stable person. And that's, as I said, because I can't really understand what it is for. So it's a very smart, advanced sampler. In what situation do I want to use Tomofon? That's my big question mark. The last thing we have to do is use the sampling feature where we record some audio ourselves, because I think that's where this plugin is supposed to shine. I'm just going to do what they market you should do. This is I think this should work. Drag and drop, but doesn't. Show in Explorer, and then you gotta drag drop from there. New automatic. So that's made from my voice. Electric bass, microphone. And you can basically just select some random notes. So, one criticism I have is that it always seems to turn things into pads. We had this quite punchy bass, and now it sounds like a pad. One very clear criticism I have is that you can't set a decay time longer than 3 seconds. Like if we reduce the loop volume all the way and we just focus on having a decay, you can't hold notes longer than this. Alright, let's cut to the finished beat. So if you delete an instance of Tomofon without saving the audio model you made, and then you undo, the audio model you made is gone. So what is Tomofon for? I think if you want to do quick sampling, put a low effort into the sampling process and still get usable to interesting to high quality results, then maybe you can check out Tomofon. I think the sampler technology seems a lot more interesting than the sounds I can get out of it at the moment. Also, that expansion I bought, I don't know if it added a whole lot of value to the whole Tomofon experience for me. I don't know, I feel like the sounds are good. I don't know if they're as good as if you would traditionally multi-sample something. If I'm in the process of making a track without specifically trying to use Tomofon, I just don't know if I would ever think of using it, or in what situation I would ever think of using it. Maybe you can help me out. In what situation do you use Tomofon? I think it's good for semi-natural sounds, maybe like if you want to do lo-fi sampling. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for it. You want to do something that's kind of realistic but also kind of lo-fi. Maybe go for a trumpet in Tomofon. Maybe go for a saxophone in Tomofon. And also the instruments are quite playable. Like playing with the saxophone in Tomofon on a keyboard is a bit more fun than playing with most other saxophones, because you can get quite some dynamics, some expression out of it. So this is kind of something new. And because it's something new, like I want to put it in one of my boxes, like use this for orchestral sampling, use this for this, use this for this. This is kind of a new opportunity that I haven't fully figured out when to reach for. Quite innovative, if you ask me. So maybe download the demo. I mean, maybe even buy it, because I like Klevgrand. And if you support them, I'm sure they will give us many more interesting new instruments. And I say this as an unaffiliated rando. No links in my description in this video. Yeah, if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and come back at some point. Always great to see you again. This was my review of Tomofon.